Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome to the Stuck Between series. My name is Hilary, Pradia, Watkins, and I am the founder of the Stuck Between series. The Stuck Between series is a creative content platform that helps millennials when we feel so stuck learning languages, navigating culture, and creating art. So I've been home about 3 months now, and every time someone asks me how am I doing and how is Spain, they always ask, what was your experience like as a Black woman in Spain? So I want to talk to you guys today about what that experience was like. So stay tuned. So one of the things that I noticed very early on was that people stared a lot. When I went to Spain, I had faux locks, and if you don't know what that is, it is fake dreadlocks. It kind of started when I went through the airport in Germany for my layover. So I'm in Germany and I was not mentally prepared to go through baggage claim again. Well, not baggage claim, get my stuff tested. And so I heard Germany is a little bit tough as far as like medicines and liquids, and I got Black girl hair products, so I'm just hoping this ends well for me. And there were several white people that passed by. Side note, this video is going to be very candid, and if you feel offended, I'm not trying to offend, I'm trying to share my experience. So let's go back. So when I went through the airport in Germany, I was just looked at a certain way. People were just like kind of just acting pretty weird. And it was me and another Black girl whom I didn't know. And we were kind of talking about it as well because it just made us feel really uncomfortable. And so when I was going through customs, no one got stopped. There was other white women who had bags and everything like that, and I heard them speak in German, but when I walked in right after them, it was about a group of about 5 German women, and when I walked in past them, the guy stopped me. He said, "How much cash you got on you?" And I was like, "What?" And he said, "How much cash you got on you?" And I said, maybe about 700 euros. And he said, "Okay, you got drugs?" I said, "No, I don't." He said, "You got cigarettes?" I said, "I do not, sir." He said, "You got alcohol? You drank today?" I said, "No, I don't have anything. I just have my things. I'm going on a study abroad trip." And he was like, "All right, let me check your bag." And so he like fumbles through my things, and mind you, there are several white people walking by with bags, with other items, with backpacks, with everything. And mind you, this is right after I went through TSA, and TSA took their precious time taking all of my things out of my backpack and putting it back very slowly and throwing my bag. So when I had this experience, I was like, maybe this is just a German thing. I'll go on. So when I get to Spain, I'm walking the streets, and honey, I'm just all into it, okay? Immediately, I started noticing that I was the only Black person wherever I went. I'm used to going places and seeing a whole lot of different types of people, but being in Spain, I was the only Black girl at a lot of places. And so I was like, oh, okay, this is very different. And I saw a lot of people like staring at me, or just kind of giving the facial expressions, and I'm like, okay, this is very different. I'm not used to being stared at, but maybe they think I'm cute, so okay, let's go with it. I'm a celebrity. I'm Beyonce out here in Spain, okay? But that was very different for me. As I continued to go through, I realized also very quickly within the first 3 days, I talked to you guys about my host family experience, but one of the things is it kind of told me maybe how my experience would be when my host dad decided not to engage with me at all. And my host father, he kind of like stayed back. If I spoke to him, I would have to speak to him 3 times, and he would look at me and he would continue doing whatever he was doing. And so at first I thought, oh, maybe this is his personality, maybe he's not really interactive. So I realized that my host dad, in comparison to how he treated my host sister from Korea, he treated her with a different level of energy. When she would speak to him, it would be, "Hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Necesitas ayuda?" I mean, he was so into it. I was like, who is this person? That's not the person that interacts with me. So I knew there was a big difference, and even on his face, there was just a level of disdain that I had never seen from a person, and nothing happened between us. Like, I can understand if we got into an argument, but this was literally my 3rd day living in the home, and he just would flat out ignore me. When I would try to start conversations with him, it would be no level of interaction. So one of the things that I saw translate from his attitude was that when I walked the streets, I would see people's facial expressions change, and then 2, I would notice there would be a different level of interaction if I hung out with students from our program that were not Black. People in the streets would engage them in conversation, and then if I would say something, it would be very, very different. It wasn't the same. So being a Black girl in Spain became very difficult for me because I didn't get the same level of interaction that other students did, and it really made me feel like crap, to be completely honest. I mean, it just made me feel really bad, and I was just like, so are we not interacting because you feel like I'm too aggressive? Do you feel like, you know, is this like stereotype type of things? Like, what's really going on? So yeah, in Spain, one of the other things that I realized is that every city in Spain is not the same. So I spent the most of my time, my study abroad program took place at the University of Santiago de Compostela, which is in northern Spain, in an area in Spain called Galicia. So that pretty much my experience with people not really reacting with me in Spain, being a Black girl, that was in Galicia. Being a Black girl in Barcelona was very, very different from being a Black girl in Galicia, because there were so many tourists that it really didn't matter. I mean, there's people from all over the world, and I saw so many Black people in Barcelona. I believe that Barcelona is one of the top tourist cities in the world. So I didn't feel out of place in Barcelona, or I didn't feel like there was a mistreatment. Everybody speaks English in Barcelona that I encountered, even at the stores and walking the streets, people pretty much speak English. So I spoke Spanish to them. They would respond to me in English. And I don't necessarily think that was a Black thing. I could be wrong, but I don't necessarily think that was an issue with my Blackness. I just think that they know I'm not from Spain and that I'm a tourist, and maybe I was speaking Spanish to accommodate them. So I didn't really take that personally, being in Barcelona. I feel like as a Black girl in Madrid, it was a really, really cool experience, and there wasn't really a difference in the experiences that I had while I was there. So ultimately, the city that you choose in Spain will determine your experience that you have in Spain, especially if you're a woman of color. So something else that I found very, very interesting was that the Black Latinos that I found in Spain, the Dominicans, the Cubans, it was such a different experience. So I immediately thought, because we have African descent, I just knew that was gonna be a different connection with us. And what I quickly found out was I'm not gonna say all, but some of the Black Latinos that I met in Spain didn't really want to interact with me. And so I would go dancing very, very frequently, a couple of times a week, in different places in the city that I was in. And there was this one particular place that I would go. If you're in Santiago de Compostela, you have to go to Guayaba. Like, you have to go. And there's a lot of Black Latinos that go to this place. And so I made friends with a couple of them, and I finally asked, why don't the Black Latinos want to dance with me? And the response that I got was, because you're Black American. And I was like, what? Like, what are you saying? Why is this even a thing? And they were just like, you're not Latina. And I was like, man, like, that really sucks. So I do feel like there was a very, very different interaction with the Black people that I met, the Black Latinos that I met. Y'all, I have no idea what's going on with my camera today, but it keeps shutting off. So I'm gonna wrap up this video very, very quickly. So the last thing that I experienced in Spain was that the European guys there, the Spanish men there, they were very aggressive, and they made it very clear that the reason why they were talking to me because I was a Black American, and it made me very uncomfortable. The grabbing, the kissing, even when I would like go to another part of the area that I was in, and it typically happened when I went dancing, that it was just like a forwardness and a straightness about what they wanted to do, and a lot of the things that they were saying were highly inappropriate. And I didn't hide the fact that I was married. I wore my ring everywhere. I told them that I was married, and they just flat out didn't care. So if you're a Black girl going to Spain, you have to keep in mind that the guys may interact with you because you're simply Black American, or even if you're in another country, because you have a different skin color and because you look different and you look unique, your hair texture is different, everything about you is different, your nose, your beautiful lips, like you're just different. And so the interaction that I would have with men, it kind of felt like this was a fetish thing. I don't want to get to know you for you. I want to experience what it's like to be with you. And it was off-putting, first of all, because I'm married, and second of all, I'm not even giving off this energy. As a Black girl in Spain, you can find yourself in several uncomfortable positions because you are a Black girl in Spain and you're very different from the other women that are around you. Hey guys, so yes, this shot looks a little bit different because my camera kept shutting off. So I just want to say thank you all for watching this video. I hope you guys got something out of the video that I just recorded. If you want to see more content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button, stay connected and stay tuned on what's going on at the Stuck Between series, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.